Welcome to the Zachrilege Cast podcast YouTube video interview program that features me talking to some of the best and brightest in the atheist slash secular slash awesome community. This is episode number 218. I recorded this interview on April 15th, 2020. Thanks to Rob Ray for being on last episode and talking about his time in Antarctica. Sparky on ice, everybody. Didn't have a guest last week, so I thought, why not just have a hangout? You know, the old school, just kind of show up and see who gets there. So I invited Jeanne and Chris back on the show. We talked for about 45 minutes about what our lives have been like in quarantine. Spoiler alert, this may not be very different from our pre-quarantine lives. So let's just start the conversation.
Look, here's what I'm trying to tell you. I understand your hopelessness. I mean, right now, this country feels like the lobby of the Overlook Hotel just moments before the elevator opens and we're all drowned in blood. But the only way to make things better is to try.
Episode.
We're live.
All right. As always, I'm going to redo my start because that sucked. Welcome to the Zachrilege Cast. How's it going? We got Jeanne, we got Chris, we got me wearing my sort of official Atlanta shirt, and hopefully I don't have anything open on my computer. I'm in a different location. Usually I record this from an office that has a little better sound, but I'm in my man cave because my wife's doing a coaching call and she's in the office next to mine. So, and I figured while she's doing her actual, improving her life, I'm just going to shoot the shit with some friends. So, Jeanne, do you remember off the top of your head how many times you've actually been on this show?
No. Not counting
you gotta
chat
be
rooms.
Getting toward the top. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say not counting the chat rooms. Yeah, no.
Chris is like 5, 6. It's a bunch.
I went back and listened to all of them because I love the sound of my voice.
Well, you get a sexy voice.
There you go. So here we are in the strange situation that we've been in, and probably anybody's been in. You know, I talk to my parents 2-3 times a week, and they're 70, and they're like, "Yeah, we lived through the '60s, and yeah, nothing like this." So what is it? How are your situations at the moment? I don't know. You can be as vague or specific as you want. I'll let Jeanne go first, and then Chris can chime in after.
I'm kind of surprised. Not very much of my life has changed, other than I'm having a very hard time connecting to my work network from home. And I've discovered that my couch is incredibly uncomfortable if you have to sit at it as though it were an office chair for an 8-hour stretch. It's great if you have to lounge. But yeah, other than that, I don't like people anyway, and I try to avoid grocery stores whenever possible. So,
yeah, that is the depressing part from my point of view. Is you know what? There have been weekends where, I haven't left the house, and that's when we were free to do whatever we want. And I think I am getting a little bit of a thwap from the earrings. So just check, don't make her take her earrings out. That's a dangerous thing. But I'm lucky. I mean, if you haven't felt the privilege, you feel it more during this situation. It's I have a really good internet setup. I already have an office, so I have a nice chair. I have my work computer I can connect to, and I have almost zero connectivity issues. And I still have a job. So that's a lovely situation. Now, Jeanne, what kind of transition was it for you? Because it was a bit more difficult for you to get to work from home.
Sorry, it was more that I didn't have Wi-Fi. I didn't have Wi-Fi, so that took a little while. Xfinity nearby was supposed to have free hotspots, but they max out at 10 or 12 people. So if you don't get on super fucking early and keep your connection, you're kind of screwed. And apparently I'm the only one that's having a hard time getting connected to the VPN, despite how many people are working from home right now. So my one IT guy has kind of given up. He's just I don't know. Sometimes you connect, sometimes you don't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard enough getting IT help when I was in an office, because we've already sent it off offshore, so there's no one local. There's no one who comes to your desk. So even when you were there, you weren't there. But have you figured out your sitting position? Have you gotten a different spot?
I take 2 aspirin first thing in the morning and then 2 more when I'm done.
Yeah.
And my exercise right now is I have a really cool, very old graveyard that's fairly near my house, maybe like 3 or 4 blocks away. So after work, I've been traipsing through that. Partly because I also think that I probably have family there too. So it's like a scavenger hunt.
Nice. I wonder, should we go the whole time without asking Chris a question? Nah, I'm just kidding. Oh, first, of course, now the lighting kind of sucks. You probably can't see it, but I'm drinking one of these Polish raspberry porters.
Those are gross.
You don't like them?
I don't like raspberry.
Well, it's just like, so the reason I bought this is because it's a, 500 milliliter bottle that's like $5, which is, for me, pretty cheap. And it's a Polish porter. It's actually a porter or Baltic porter from actually the region.
Yeah,
so it seems nice. And then they had the raspberry version that has raspberry juice, vanilla, and chili pepper. So a little bit of just as much as spice.
The spice
just a teeny bit of vanilla.
You just got bonus points because of Polish, right?
Spices is
for Deborah.
Good.
Yeah.
Spices.
And honestly,
it's good because I've had that in like Mexican hot chocolate.
I'm surprised that I still have beer from Nashville, and I still have beer at all. Although I did a beer run recently. I can't remember if I shared or not because I've been recording stuff that I don't think I've put online. But yeah, I still have a little bit of a stash going on. But so what's the rest of the crew drinking? As I do my hand the wrong way.
This is lowbrow for me just because I can't go anywhere hardly. It's Sly Rye.
Local?
Powder. It's Sly Rye from Yazoo. It's still
Nashville. So you're local.
It's all right. I mean, it's not great. They have it at Kroger. I couldn't go anywhere else. I had to walk there. My car's in the shop, which is nice.
Oh.
Clutch went out. Nice and expensive. Yeah.
Good timing, though.
Yeah. They're probably happy to fix you. Like a week after I was home, I got a call from my dealership, and they were like, "You know what? Your car's almost due for a oil change." And I'm like, "You know what? I'm probably not going to be doing much for the next who knows how long driving. So I'm good. I've been in my car twice in the winter. I think today is like 4 weeks or 5 weeks being home. I don't remember because it was like a Wednesday was the first day that it was like right before it kind of became widespread.
When did you?
Of course, I don't even know what freaking month it is anymore.
Right.
Like I sent an email out to a coworker like, "Hey, the deadline is," and I put 3/10. It's supposed to be 4/10. I didn't know what month it was. What is today? So yeah, I think it was maybe it was a week earlier because I think it was before St. Patrick's Day that they were like, well, "We're going to try it for the rest of the week," and by the end of the week, rest of the month, and now they've said May 1st, but I think it's got to be at least June 1st.
All right, so since everybody's asking questions about me.
Oh, I was going to ask, like, what's changed with you? And
first of all, I hadn't showered in about a week or so. So that's good. Hadn't trimmed the beard. Actually working from home, which I didn't think we would be able to pull off since we're not home based.
Yeah.
But there were jerry-rigged stuff to make it where so I can go once a week. I have to go in. And they're only having 15 people work at the same time. My car went out, like I said, after I drove. Luckily, it was after I drove 2 hours. Of course, when the clutch goes out when you're trying to go into lower gears. I was lucky to get off the fucking exit and get to my house. Yeah, that was fun. So
Doesn't sound good.
are you getting to work okay?
no, that's how bad. I'm only working here one day. And I could, if I have to, I can get mom to drive me, or I can take public transportation.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, is public transport still running?
I'm on a pretty major route, so.
Yes, but why is public transport still running?
Mexicans.
It's
people got to get to work.
Essential.
Poor people have to get to work. I know that surprises a lot of people. Those are the people who actually have to have money because otherwise they die of poverty. But they're doing that anyway. But let's make sure to just cut off public. No, Jeannie, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Just kill the poor people. That's fine. That's fine.
Wait, you think that I'm
Vermont?
advocating for public transport?
Vermont? Isn't that where fucking communist Bernie's from? Right?
Quitter Bernie.
Oh, and that's a whole other.
Oh, yeah, no.
No?
No.
I mean, we can.
Oh, I already got it.
It's like, well, all the shit that was happening before everybody was stuck at home or going to work, risking their lives for a job that doesn't pay the bills. all the same internet BS is still going very strong. Like, in fact, I feel like the culture war aspect from at least the people on the right, they have not quit at all. Like, I feel like someone like Candace Owens is just going to the grocery store for no reason at all, just to own the libs. It's a theme, and in Florida, it's like if you give $10 to the governor, he'll say you're essential, and you can go back to work. So that's nice.
WWE,
maybe
that's
20.
WWE. WWE's essential.
So I'm sorry that I'm getting some no's from the chat room. So
WWE.
I don't know what she doesn't usually say no. So to my comments,
it's insanity. And the court
wrestling, yeah,
he stole it from Stacey Abrams. So a black woman.
Oh, in Georgia? No, that's Georgia. That's
Florida.
not Florida.
Oh, I'm talking about
Florida was close too, and I feel like there was a similar situation where
you're right.
It was like both people in Florida, like the senator and the governor were like won by like 8 votes, and it was
the black guy. I can't remember.
It was the black guy.
No, I mean, yeah, one of those black people. I don't know.
There's only 2 people in Florida, right? Didn't we just cover this?
No, I'm from the South, so I can say that. So,
But my favorite story of late, because there is no sports, and I'm like Mr. Sports guy, and I get sad, is that like a NASCAR driver was doing a virtual race, and he said the N-word, and he actually got fired.
What?
Which was surprising.
No, they've been trying to.
I feel like he needs to be on Right to Reason pretty soon. But other than that,
what the fucking
Deborah said that came out wrong. Deborah, if you call me out every time I say something wrong, I don't have a podcast. And what am I going to do?
He's such a douche.
I'm not even not even charging patrons. I think I charged for 1 episode last month, and I felt bad about it. So yeah.
Oh, look, I can see all her inane comments.
See all her. Deborah never says no. Sounds bad. Yeah, well, that's out of context for you. It's what we get for not showing up just because you feel bad. Okay, we all feel bad.
Whatever. Anyway.
But let's see. She did mention something a little earlier. Oh, we lost Jeannie, so I guess we can't
Where'd she
have Jeannie run things. Well, it'd be a much better show, but, white males have to run.
Oh. So what?
She dropped out her... I know her internet's not great, but there she is.
Okay.
Look at the comments and then just like not have my finger over it to like close it, and I accidentally went back a screen. So
I see.
Mm-hmm.
And now Chris is first.
No, that's right. Bros.
So, do we have
we lean toward you.
Oh, here's the cat.
I do want to... So Deborah said ask her about peas and cheese. I mean, why not? Let's listen to the chat room.
It's really not that interesting.
Look at the cat.
Have you listen to this show every week, and I don't know. You have a high tolerance for something that's not right.
Yeah. This is, yeah.
I mean, yes, I am.
Okay, so I've only actually been working from home for 2 weeks now. Before that, my boss left, so I had his office for a while so that I wouldn't have to share an office space with somebody else. But when all this started rolling down, one of my favorite meals is a Indian curry matar paneer. So it's peas and cheese.
Okay, I didn't even know.
I haven't been able to find it at the grocery store though for a couple of years, and it's my favorite of this one brand of thing. So I said fuck it, and I went online and I searched around and I found a couple of cases of peas and cheese, and it's like, well, this will get me through however long this lasts, and if I have some left over, at least I won't have to miss it in my grocery store. And I think it was like 3 weeks later they finally told me like, hey, we're not going to ship your order. Yeah, see, right?
No.
It's peas and cheese.
Is it toilet paper or just...
It's what toilet paper? Peas and cheese?
Yeah, because, everybody's selling out peas and cheese, toilet paper, cleaning supplies, alcohol. I mean, I really did go to a liquor store because Kroger wouldn't put any beer. Well, they have delivered. It's been really weird. Like, we went to Kroger like week 2, and it wasn't as busy as we thought. And then after that, we've either done the go to the store where they put the stuff in your trunk or deliver to us. But a local liquor store had an app, so I went on, and it was really hard to find stuff, but everything I ordered they had, so I just drove there. They put it in my trunk. They no touch, no muss. They just asked my name. Like, so anybody could have just driven and taken my alcohol, I guess, because I paid for it online. But they were done quickly. And there's a guy I know who is like a manager of a liquor store in town, and he's putting like 20,000 steps a day because he doesn't even have an app. He just has people come up, tell him what they want. He gets it out of the store, puts it in their car, and they pay for it. And that's like a lot of these businesses.
That's pretty neat.
I mean, it's the thing that makes me sad is like I have this app and it shows here's all the new beers that are coming out from breweries, and there's a couple of really well-known, like world-renowned like beer places in town, and they're selling their stock from like their cellar because they're trying to get their employees like paid for another couple weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's like going around everywhere. I mean, week 2, my wife ordered like $200 of like takeout Chinese and Thai because it was like, well, it'd be nice to have. And these places are not getting as much business because of the virus and the fact that our presidents are racist and a lot of people in the country are racist. Yay.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Wait, so is it better, do you think? And I haven't talked to anybody in the service industry, but is it better to do, like you should do 2 weeks shopping? That's what has been that's what's being said. Is it better to order takeout once a week just to kind of keep them in business so there's a more steady flow of income? Or should you really be ordering 2 weeks worth of food that's maybe going to go bad before you get to it?
Order every day.
I mean, we have... Yeah.
No.
I'm trying to support small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying to support small businesses. So order pizza, order Chinese, order meat and 3, order hot chicken. You know, Prince's though is not delivering, which is upsetting to me a little bit.
You're really close to Princess too.
Yeah, I gotta walk down there to get it. So I gotta really want it. Yeah. And I really want it.
I mean, our oven broke over the weekend.
Oh shit.
So it's like, oh, we ordered some more charcoal for the grill, and we have a convection oven, so that's, that covers for it. But yeah, it's kind of like we ordered food last weekend, and my wife ordered like an entire ham and like ham steaks just because she knew not everything was going to be there, and then we got both. So I made like an 8-pound steak or an 8-pound ham on my grill, and we're gonna be eating that thing for a while. So that's the thing about cooking is like, yeah, you cook is great, but then you have to make sure you actually eat the food you have, and then either put it in the freezer or have a bunch of shit in the pantry like we do. So
I gotta get married with a woman who can cook, I guess. Time's ticking, clock's ticking.
Your Russian bride might be a little rough time for that.
I'm gonna have to find somebody quick before my looks start going. Yeah.
Could be related to the show.
Well, given how the meat industry is going, though, too, I think that's going to be one of the next runs
that
on.
One's a little
something.
Scary. Yeah, there's a story about there was a plant in South Dakota where the governor just like, fuck it, I'll let anybody go, and then everybody gets sick. And it's like, yeah, all the places where they produce this stuff that we just take for granted.
But there's like
they're going to be like selective runs. Like, oh, okay, the toilet paper. That was a fun joke. But they're going to be certain food stuffs.
Yeah, pork and beef.
Be like everything could go back to normal in like 3 months, but then no one's going to be able to make anything for like 6 months. So they're going to be shortages.
For a year, yeah.
I mean, I might not be able to get 42 types of barrel-aged stouts. I mean, that's just sad.
Pumpkin.
I know.
I will drive down. I'm going to have to end up driving down there and with my mask on just to get beer. I'll just stand 6 feet apart from you just to get the beer. I'll drive 4 hours.
I haven't heard of beer places going out of business. I've heard a lot of like restaurant type places going out of business.
Trust me, especially downtown, all these hipster fuckers, you can bet your sweet ass they're buying all that fucking fancy beer. Trust me.
That fancy
and they all
beer.
are so rich, they live in walking distance or whatever. You know, they can actually walk because you can afford to pay $2,000.
I've heard rent. Deborah typed no way more in the chat room than usual. So
yeah,
apparently me preparing for a show is better than.
Well, keep in mind, she had NyQuil about an hour ago. Yeah.
She says she has an article on that. I feel like you should get her a T-shirt that says I have an article on that, or I've read 25 articles on that, because I know she has.
I can
What if
send
it's
you
an
a
article
link.
from Blaze or something?
Every time Deborah's been on the
Breitbart.
show, it's like, here's 45 articles on the opioid crisis, and those were just the ones I looked at in the first 5 minutes today. Yeah, do not fuck with her. That's all I gotta say.
Tiger
I feel like
King.
she could have anybody killed with mind powers, so it could happen.
I'm just saying Tiger King. Has everybody seen Tiger King? Go see
Oh,
Tiger
fuck
King.
no.
What do you mean, fuck no?
No, see,
What's even worse is people, oh, look, I'm too big, too good to go see Tiger King. Yeah.
I watched the documentary that came out about him like a couple of years ago.
I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like that was like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. I kind of got like the gist of things. There's probably more that was like, I'm sure that this new series is more in depth, but also like I have other things to do, like work.
Like
What?
Work.
What the fuck do you do?
Well, I'm on this podcast.
You come on
right
his
now.
show. Obviously, you ain't got shit to do.
Yeah, no, if you're in this show, boredom is pretty high.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, no.
Do not insult the guests.
Except
Insult
for
Chris. It's okay. Yeah, exactly. He didn't care. No, we got the free month of Hulu, and I'm trying to remember what it was exactly we wanted to watch, but over the weekend we finished the next season of Veronica Mars, and it was fun to watch because that was a show that came out in 2004
Veronica Mars.
and was out for 3 seasons, and they did this movie which was like very fan servicey, and then this season of the show came out, and I was like, oh, this is probably gonna suck, and it actually was really good. It's like it's the way TV's going. Like, okay, we're gonna do an 8-episode season because the actors can only do 2 months, and then it lets them focus. Like, it's really weird. I have every season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but I don't know if we'll ever watch it all again because it's 22 episode seasons, and it's like, man, this is some long shit. They had to some serious,
Yeah, that
There's
was.
Your attention span is short.
the
okay.
musical episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This line is mostly filler. That's like many episodes of TV are like that.
Well, that's
So
what I
shorter
did.
shows means, yeah, you could do that. So we watched a ton of Hulu. I've been saving shows on everything else. Like, I haven't watched anything on Netflix in a while. And Tiger King, we'll see. Maybe I'll watch it at some point.
No. You
No?
will not see. You will see. We're doing
Okay.
an episode. You're coming on and talking about Tiger King.
I'm trying to get.
We're talking about Tiger King.
I'm trying to get the guy I had on a while back who's a pastor, because he's has to finish watching the show Magicians because it just finished up, and I wanted to do an episode about that. It was good for a while, like especially being sci-fi. Like everything sci-fi is like Sharknado level quality, but this was actually a really good show. And it kind of tailed off the last 2 seasons, and when it finished, it was like, oh man! In the last season, they did a lot of callbacks, and when you watch so much different TV shows, you can't remember what happened in season 2. Like even Game of Thrones, which I really liked. Like I don't remember all these characters and all these plot lines.
I almost
so
always
it's hard
watch
to-
like the last 2 episodes of the last season before I start the next one. Almost always.
I mean, we rewatched. I was thinking like, oh my gosh, it was like a year ago that Game of Thrones, like the last season started, and it was like, man, I can't believe the last season of a show happened while the showrunners during the running were like trying to get $100 million from different, like they gave no
Garbage.
shits.
Such a
It was so bad. It was so
They were
like
just
the
throwing shit
actors were
together.
good and there was high quality, like all the sets and everything was great, and then the story was just like
garbage.
so terrible. It was like
They just threw it
Ben
together.
Shapiro would have said, "Oh, that just doesn't make any sense." Like, that's just not logically consistent enough for
Ben
me.
Shapiro.
Or like, I don't know, Ray Comfort, those types. I don't know. It was just so bad, and it makes you sad. And like when you actually watch
So
a show
bad.
that comes together and you enjoy it, it's good. Like we've
We
enjoyed.
talked about a couple of them one episode when you came on.
Yeah, The
last
Expanse and
time. Man in the High
Man in the
Castle.
High Castle, which-
it's Expanse is off
You
the
wanted
chain. Off the chain.
Actually, I just started rewatching that. I got all the way through season 1 a while back and part way into season 2. And I'm well into season 2 at this point.
it's pretty rare that a show, because I've read all the Expanse books and it was sci-fi, and then Amazon picked it up and the quality stayed pretty good. I mean, the
It
last
was-
season,
Well, that's why they.
it's tough when you're doing a show set in space and all these different settings to make it seem realistic when you can
That's
tell
why
they're
sci-fi
in
couldn't
with
afford it
nobody.
anymore.
Yeah,
They
it's a really
couldn't
good
afford
show.
it. That's off the chain. What else has Chris been watching? Let's see.
What has Chris been watching? Yeah, this
Since
is the next
everybody's
section.
Just clamoring for my opinion. Jeannie's over here talking about fucking meat plants. No one care about meat plants. It'll be people can go
Deborah.
You will.
vegetarian.
You will care. Yeah.
I hate. Start growing it. Can't we grow meat yet? I think we can grow meat. Anyway,
I'm gonna start
You know
growing
what?
some in the backyard.
If you're a scientist,
Those squirrels in my backyard better start getting scared.
El Chapo. I watched El Chapo, 3 seasons in all. It was Univision, all Spanish, real shit, man.
Real shit?
Real shit. That was off the chain, because they got the Narcos series that comes on HBO or whatever, or no, I mean Netflix.
Netflix. Yeah, I watched a few episodes, and there was one episode where the guy had a pet cat, and they killed the cat. I'm like, I'm out. Like, violence against pets, usually. I'm like, okay, done.
I
Sorry.
don't remember that one. But
Killed humans. Yeah, it's fine. Deborah's growing meat right now. That's why she's not on the show tonight.
and what else? Oh yeah, I've been downloading a lot of movies.
Was it Marcos? Yeah.
I've been downloading a lot.
We can
of
make
movies.
more Marcos.
Extra legally. Let's just say extra legally.
Yeah, the thing was we have Hulu and they have Parasite, so we need to see that at some point.
I downloaded that, but it was in Korean with no subtitles. I'm like, where's the fuck?
You got time to learn Korean? Come on, man. What's happening? No?
Sure, yeah, no,
a lot of the language apps are on sale right now, Chris. Just saying.
no.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's all these. It was like, was it some guitar? They were like free guitar lessons and ukulele lessons. Like, if you want to learn stuff. Although, there's a lot of, hey, why are, it's always like, what was it? Like Shakespeare. Oh, there's some plague and he wrote a play and all this. Like, these people did these great things during the plague. And it's like, well, what about all these people that just survived? I want to be one of those people. Because my current connection to coronavirus is that my wife got a new job during this time, which is crazy. And her boss hand delivered her a computer because when she interviewed, they were like, oh, you have to go into the office. And they're like, well, no one's doing that anymore. And a week later, her boss, the person who handed her the Mac, has coronavirus.
Oh,
Yeah.
No symptoms. It's been 2 weeks, week and a half.
God.
So, yeah.
Well, I know somebody who has it virtually. He's in California, and his wife has it now.
Virtually.
Well, yeah, I went there when I went to California. When was it? 2 years ago, I went. I stayed with them. That's who I stayed with, and they got the Rona. He's fine. He's pretty much over it. She's a little older, and her health isn't as good. So, and her birthday was fucking today, and that makes it even worse. So, happy birthday, Garrison. She's a real fighter. So I'm glad that they're quarantined. He's like, he of course is nihilistic as fuck, and he'll be fine. If he died tomorrow, he'd be like, "Fuck you, I don't care."
Well, I don't know if you actually get to say that when you're dead, but
Well,
hard to say.
if he knew it was his last breath, he'd be like, "Fuck you."
Okay, Deborah, what are you fucking inventing during this time? Tell me.
The fuck?
She said,
All right,
Deborah,
you know
in the
what?
chat room, Isaac Newton invented calculus during the plague, and I hated
no.
calculus. Those were my least favorite classes ever, and I don't remember any of it.
I don't
so.
think Newton invented calculus, did he?
Are we going to do live Snopes of the chat room? This is the episode for that.
I guess so.
Have either of you watched The Society on Netflix?
Nope. What's that?
It's kind of like a Lord of the Flies zombie apocalypse, except that all the technology is still there. So it's all the 16 to 18-year-olds are left in a town. No adults, no little kids, and they have to kind of reinvent, laws and social norms and regulate food. And yeah, I've been kind of enjoying it.
That sounds like The Sims. Who the fuck? Go play a video game. I don't. Sounds like
I don't know. I've been
Flies.
playing. I have my Wii, and I just go back to that thing every 6 months or a year. And now every once in a while, I'm just like, I want to play Mario Kart for 30 minutes or one of these games I've finished like 5 times, and I'm just like, you know what? I just want to do this for an hour. It's harder to get away because it used to be you'd go to an office, then you'd come home to get away, and now my office is upstairs, and I go 10 feet away, and I try to get away. I mean, I go outside to exercise once a day, twice a day, but yeah, there isn't a lot of getting away.
What was I going to do any goddamn way? I did Atheist at the Pub once a month, and I'm trying to go do a virtual one. I can't right now because I've been locked out of my Facebook account, which is killing me.
What do you do? I mean, seriously, like my Facebook current situation is like 80% less cat memes than before because it was just like a constant flood, and now it's gone. I guess I haven't friended your whatever third or fourth account.
What are you in the doghouse for?
Yeah,
Ralphie
I want to know, what
Baldwin.
did you do to get...
Okay,
here?
so the initial one, I accidentally, because I forgot what it was.
Accidentally?
No, it was accidentally. I promise. I was trying to post a picture of myself topless. Okay. Well, I didn't have my glasses
Nipples.
on. I didn't have my glasses on.
Oh, no.
So I saw flesh, and I accidentally hit it for a fucking half a second. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I tried to delete it. It literally, as soon as I did it, it fucking caught me. Like, literally, as soon as. Their algorithm is
Let me
not
guess,
a
you
joke.
were pantsless at the same time as you were topless, correct? No.
Not right at this second. I'm naked most of the day, if that gets you excited.
Wait, so so you got caught being topless?
No. I accidentally posted a porn picture.
Oh shit.
It was a nice juicy ass being spread. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Unfortunately, Facebook did not agree because I couldn't take it down quick enough before it caught it. And now I'm out for a month, right?
Holy shit.
Well, 2 more weeks now.
Okay.
So I made the other account. Well, that was stupid because I changed the profile picture to me actually, and then go and do Facebook Live on the account. So of course they caught that one. Oops, no, I'm not doing it. So the third one I haven't used up. My picture is it's a cat. It's Callie, my cat, is the profile picture. So hopefully they won't catch that one. Ralphie Baldwin, go check it out. If you want your cats. If you're missing your cats,
Don't
that's
you
the
all?
profile. And
Yeah,
Zach still has not friended me yet.
It'll
He has
probably
not
have to
accepted my friend
be...
request.
Yeah, it was like, who's this random person who's liking my page? I'm like, Chris, if you get kicked off Facebook, I could have like twice as many likes on my page. I'm tired of seeing these channels that are like, oh, I'm so tiny, and they're like 10 times more people than me, and I'm like, shut up. So, but you know, I'll get over that. And I will not tell the story on camera live about the time that I tried to retweet a certain podcast that we used to like back in the day, and I sent something else by mistake. Similar to what you did, but not Facebook.
Who, me?
Did you post porn, Zach?
Why no? Why would you ask such a question? The funny thing is, it was
I didn't even know that you knew what porn was.
a dogma debate, and that was back when Jenica was doing their social media. So like this show came up, and I did Control C, Control V, and apparently something else got Control V'd. But luckily, people were online to say, "Hey, by the way, that's not what you thought you posted," and yeah, it was gone pretty quick. But oh, the days!
Well, I did post a one other one a while ago before Zuckerberg is all up your ass with algorithms. I took it down within like an hour or something. But, it's before they catch everything. You can't put anything on Facebook anymore. You can't even make a fake account anymore. Because they want you to upload a picture of you just to test the fucking face recognizing algorithm. Well, fuck, I can't even use any of anybody, because everybody's on Facebook.
No, just shave your beard and take off your glasses.
That'll be a cold day in hell before that.
Shave your cat's beard.
Cold day. Although I had thought about trimming it down some.
I've never been kicked off Facebook, and I feel like half the people I
Oh,
follow
what the
get kicked
fuck?
off all the time, like
See,
you
no
and Adam,
credit.
and
No credit.
yeah.
Do something on purpose just to get.
I don't post pictures. I don't even post pictures of my cat's ass, and I see that all the damn time. So what are you gonna do?
Anus, and that's no good. You see
I mean, that
Jesus and
cat.
cat's anus, or
The only reason why I'm relatively dressed up with jeans on is because my cat loves to get in my lap when I'm wearing jeans for some reason, as opposed to the
There's the
usual
climby thing.
pajamas. Well, he
Did you
tears
see-
the shit out of it. He gets in my lap and he's just like, I'm like, dude.
did you see the cat meme with a lap? It's a
The
fake
cat
lap.
meme.
Shut the hell up. Let me finish, Zach. Okay.
Never.
You've been deprived of my cat memes, so don't act like
Truly. I have been
it's
missing
a
out.
fake lap. It's a fake lap. So the cat gets on this fake lap. It's great. If like you want your cat, I don't know why you'd want a fake lap.
So what's
Is it like a body pillow for your?
Yeah, it's like
junk?
it looks like it has legs, right, coming off the couch, and it's got like a, top part.
so what's less believable? Deborah earlier saying that she didn't agree with my statement that she had never said no, or her current statement in the chat room saying you need to live a clean and blameless life like me. What do you think? What's less believable? Because someone's playing off as something that you are not.
Clean and blameless. Yes, here.
Mm-hmm. But what we're gonna do about the pastors not making their nut? We're gonna do about that because they're not getting their cash every weekend,
Oh,
except in states like Florida and probably Georgia.
Let them all go
well,
down.
if you read them all, they're still going anyway. Kentucky, see, this is what happens when you have an actual governor. Kentucky is fucking getting their license plates and shit. If you go to church and they're busting their ass, I love it.
Well, is that
Nice.
is that a good thing? These like fining people who are going out in public when some of these people have no damn money.
Then they don't need to bring their ass out in public.
And why are
Okay.
they giving it to a church?
Church, okay, now if you're talking about like grocery stores and shit, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking
No.
about like church and shit. Come on. That's not an essential service, according in the South, apparently it is. And WWE and fucking, anyway, don't get me started on that. But yeah, if it's something like a grocery store, that's one thing. But if it's fucking church, there is not one, unless they're giving food out or something, it's like a food pantry, then okay. But no, they're not doing that. They're going to praise their fucking imaginary friend or whatever, So, I mean, no, yeah, you're going to get fucking, and then, ugh, it just drives me crazy. So,
Well,
yeah, you should, I don't know, find is I don't know what you do. Tell me another way that,
Well, I think that wouldn't that fall under like public nuisance or
I mean, I've been there.
endangering others or something like that. I think
I mean, that's
I
But
know
then
that's what
That's
that's
true.
what Burlington's doing is they have cops out, and if they see groups of people that are behaving dangerously, they approach them and kind of do the education thing.
what do they do?
Behaving
Fucking throw
dangerously.
bananas at you? It's fucking Burlington, Vermont. What are they what's that
they throw a
definition?
pot at you. Come on.
I say, old chap, you are behaving badly.
They throw an IPA at you.
Well.
Well, a lot of it is there's a lot of people here that are
Hippies?
Canadian.
immigrants, so a lot of them aren't.
Oh, they're brown, Jeannie. So now, not
Yeah,
only
well-
are we racist. Okay.
Oh,
keep
you're
going.
racist. Okay.
Keep going.
There you go.
No, but there's like I'm right next to a boys and girls club park, and in the last week the attendance has dropped quite a bit, and I think that most of that is like people aren't in school, so the kids aren't learning, hey, social distancing, wash your hands, don't touch a thing that somebody else has touched. So they're out there playing soccer and sitting next to each other 2 feet apart, and it's more like, hey, so you should go home. Like, unless these are all your like brothers and sisters, and I kind of doubt they are. You kind of need to stop doing this. But like when I'm at work, I'm listening to NPR all day long, so I'm listening to a lot of what the updates are coming out, and I think that a lot of the families that these people are coming from are not primarily English speakers. They probably don't have that sort of media in the house all the time. I'm talking like 12, 13-year-old kids. Like, they don't know any better. So
Okay. That's different. But you made a point of saying immigrants.
First time
Well,
in show history.
well, of course they are. Like, Vermont's
But why?
fucking white, dude.
Okay,
Like,
so
there's a
why did
lot of
you-
fucking white people here.
Why'd you feel the need to fucking say they're an immigrant, Jeannie? I busted your ass. That's fine. That's fine. You're a
because
crypto racist.
Because they don't have English as a
Crypto.
first language. It might, in fact, be their fourth or fifth, which I'm going to give
That would be cool. To
Most-
know that many languages.
right. Like most immigrants that I know speak more than one language. We just happen to be a refugee city for Somali people. So
They do end up. There's a major population. Where is it? Grand Rapids? Is it? Somewhere in Michigan.
I know Minnesota has a pretty big as well.
Oh no, it's
I know Mars
Minnesota.
from.
Yeah,
But it's from other states too. Weird. They tend to show up. And I do want to say, I want to get this out. Deborah, IPAs are terrible, and you should feel bad about drinking them.
yes,
There is nothing else that should be said, but it could be. Bitter and beer, although, I had one of Chris's favorites last night. I got a 4-pack of Old Raspy.
Old Raspy. Yeah.
Because the place I went to, they had Dragon's Milk, so yay, that's good. And I got like Newcastle, which I really haven't had in like 10 years. But you know what? It's one of the beers that brought me to where I
me
am.
too.
This terrible situation. And it's
That's why I'm
relatively
drinking
cheap. And then I
it's,
had
it's a gateway beer.
I got Old Rasputin basically like, oh, my wife made beer and she wanted a stout to put in there. Okay. And then I drank one last night. I'm like, this is bitter as hell. Oh gosh.
Just like me.
No wonder that guy couldn't be killed. See, Deborah knows. See, Deborah, I was right once.
They did
Minnesota.
try to kill him like 5 or 6 times.
I mean, they stabbed
And then they
him,
cut
and
his
then
dick
they
off and put it in a jar.
Poison.
The hell
Deborah says IPAs are like me, cold and bitter. There you go.
Yeah, she's in Florida. She's not cold.
IPAs are like you overrated. Woohoo! You're welcome. You're welcome.
But I mean, if you're having a base like stout, it's just like a dark IPA. It's kind of bitter. So
You shut
There you
your
go.
whur mouth. You shut your whore mouth.
Oh.
Never say
Oh,
anything.
are you sex shaming now?
I mean, I'm surprised it took this long.
Are
So
you really that dense? Quit smoking all the weed up there, Jesus. You never were that bright. It's fine.
Deborah, Jeannie, do you have anything to say about your about Bernie? Or are you wanting to talk about that at all? We're 41 minutes in.
I'm very glad.
You
that I
probably
get
have
to-
something measured to say about him. So that
Yes,
might
of
be
course.
fun.
I'm very glad that I get to vote for him as a senator.
Yeah.
I'm also okay. So here's like my wild speculation is okay. A lot of people that we know are going to die. So what if,
What the
say
fuck?
that same percentage of everybody who's in Washington D.C. right now in a political office over the age of blah, catches COVID and dies? Like this is going to really possibly shift a whole lot of where politics
Well, the
are or
problem
where they're
is,
going.
this is the same
You know, they
fuckers
shake
voting
hands
for him.
and
You know.
I mean, that's the thing. Like it was so weird because it was like one day everybody's like, "Huh, I think Joe Biden's out of it," and then the next day he was like the front
The
runner
guy, yeah.
with no chance anybody else had of winning. And it's like, wow, I think there might have been some strings pulled. Like I was sad. Like I read the Michelle Obama book recently, and it was sad just because it's like, oh, he's thinking about income inequality before he was in office, and it's like now you're the establishment, and it doesn't seem like you're really helping that much.
They are such
Like,
fucking
it's-
hypocrites. It
It's
makes me
better, relatively speaking, and still, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna vote. Like our primary got pushed back a month, and then now there really is no point having a primary anymore in Georgia. Maybe there wasn't before, but now it's like, yeah, when initially it was coming up, there were a few candidates, and now there's one. So, yeah, we'll see how it
I'm
goes.
actually kind of happy. Like, I think that my dad actually might vote for a Democrat this time because I know that he thinks that Trump is a piece of shit.
Where were these people before? Like,
Yeah, I
there was
don't
He,
no,
know.
he,
like,
didn't, he didn't
if
vote for
people
Trump
didn't
last time.
see him being a piece of shit in 2016, I can't imagine that will change. Because now that he's signing the checks, and it's like, Oh yeah, we got
I know, right?
the stimulus in our bank account, and
Yeah, very
people who
good.
have that capability are getting the money, but the people who actually have to get paper checks,
They have
it's going to
to
take them longer, and those are the people who need the help. And people are like,
Right now?
send me $1,200. Is like, how much is $1,200 going to help you when you're out of work for like 3
And
months?
then who's cashing them? They're going to have to pay to get them cashing anyway, right? If you don't have direct deposit,
That
you're
too.
having to go to Kroger or some shit to get it cashed.
Wait, you don't have an app for that?
What? Who?
Seriously? No, like I cash my checks like anytime I get a check
I'm not
that I have to.
saying me.
Well,
I'm saying them.
No,
Those
everything's
poor
direct deposit in
people.
my account.
See,
It's
she's
not even real. I
classist
mean,
and crypto racist.
this whole thing would have
my
guaranteed that like money's not a real thing.
It's not.
No.
No,
It's like,
but
oh,
that
we have
is-
$2 trillion all of a sudden for all these companies. Oh,
Yeah,
wow, where'd that come from?
And now he got rid of the guy who was going to oversee it, right? He
Mhm.
fired the fucking guy who was supposed to oversee the way it was distributed. Oh, now we're just going to give it to him, no oversight. Which, to be fair, that's exactly what your boy did. Fucking who was the guy?
Your boy? Whose boy?
W.
I need a boy.
Stop, you all right? What the fuck's wrong with me? I can't. I lose track of
There's
it.
a list, Chris.
That is a question we ask every day.
Mediocre white
Okay.
man. I don't know.
No, we've
Yeah.
we've made it 45 minutes. It's pretty good. So we've reached the end. Has anyone done online Cards Against Humanity yet? Because I have
Ooh,
friends who are doing that.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I should try that.
I had a local TST group that just did an online game thing on Sunday, but it was late and I missed it. But it was kind of one of those trivia sort of things, I think.
I mean, we did a work thing where it was like bingo. It was like a bingo happy hour, and somehow they randomly picked numbers, and then people won gift cards if they won. So it was better. It was the only video conference we've had since we've been off, and everybody was like on their porch and had like kids in their laps, like people with kids. Whew.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so glad I got.
I don't even know what to say.
Honestly,
Cats
like
are bad
I really don't think that the podcast world will change as much as a lot of the rest of it because we're kind of used to doing this. So
Deborah wants to tell a funny story. Well, I have none. Does anybody Anybody have a joke at the end? Hello?
no.
No?
I got some, but they're not really funny.
Right?
They're more nothing. It's fine.
The only great kids are my kids. Well, you might be right about that. The only great cats are my cats. Well, no, I think all cats are. All cats matter. That's what I believe.
Well, Lyman actually has all the dad jokes, but he's been bailing. I don't know. Is he COVID? Because he had a bad cold. He had a bad thing.
Are you doing Podunk this week? Because I know it's supposed to be in like 8 minutes, right?
I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck he's doing anymore. I don't know what's happening. And I moved it to 7:30 anyway. You know what? I'm on here. I am gonna fucking do it.
Okay.
You got everything set up. You're naked already.
I mean,
So,
yeah.
yeah, go for
I'm
it.
gonna
Dress
do
for
me.
success.
I'm gonna do me now. You can do
Dress
what
for
you
the
want.
job that you want. And, well, we won't go into that.
And turn off the mic.
Can you
before
do
go
that
to
from
the bathroom.
home? Interesting. Yeah.
I could do it on Ralphie account, but I don't know if anybody.
I left my microphone. Yeah.
I can't do it on my main account.
I know people listen to this show. What are you talking about? This is crazy talk. Well, I am going to have on Matthew Maxon, who's co-host of another podcast that may not exist anymore, Odd Atheist Friends. But he was on when I was on with the Left of the Valley people because Nancy dying of cancer. In fact, I don't know if we have news since then. But he's one of the few people on that show that I had not interviewed yet. So technically, we're scheduled for Saturday, although I think we have to reschedule because of his job. So we'll see. So I might actually get 2 episodes in a week. Weird, huh?
What?
That's awesome. I'm happy for you,
Sure.
Zach. I'm here for you, and I love you.
Well,
You're
thanks,
my
man.
favorite person, and I like that jersey too.
That's right. Atlanta Flames, baby. I'm out of
The
beer,
best
so I think
thing-
it means the show's
Sports
over.
ball.
Sports ball! I'm gonna watch some old games now. Yay!
Hey,
No
thanks
what?
Thanks for
everybody,
coming
Deborah,
on.
for
Thanks
listening.
for taking your precious time. And Deborah, we did ask a question. And Pete, was it peas and carrots? No, peas and
cheese.
cheese.
Peas and cheese.
I'm gonna see if
So
I can
peas and
wrangle
cheese
one.
T-shirt.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, wait. So the rest of that
Wait.
is like, wait. It got canceled. Deborah found me replacement cases. I sent her money for it, and she used those to buy a mask or a set of masks for her kids who are working in grocery stores. So it worked out.
So when it comes down to it, we're all essential. Thank you.
We are.
Thank you.
We're all essential.
We're calling it. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm hitting the button.
Okay, bye.
You're more likable when you're drunk. Those are the words that in his heart every alcoholic longs to be true.
Live read. Generally speaking, when I feel like I can make the best connection on my show is when I'm talking to a fellow podcaster. So the podcast I'm talking about today is probably a little outside the subject of what I usually post, but it's a podcast called Two Writers Slinging Yang. The creator of the show is Jeff Pearlman, who is a New York Times best-selling author. His most recent book is about the USFL, and yeah, one of the main characters is our current president. So for this episode of his podcast, he brought on Tim Miller of The Bulwark. Why would you possibly want to listen to a podcast with a guy who worked on the Jeb Bush presidential campaign? Well, he's one of those small C conservatives who doesn't like our president and did a nice takedown of a style of white sports dude that I hate but doesn't get enough negative attention. He's talking about Clay Travis. Clay used to be just a guy who wrote about Southeastern Conference football, then he started posting cheesecake photos of college women, then he went all Trump and recently decided that COVID isn't such a bad thing. You know when bad people say bad things that get people hurt? Yeah, no consequences. Well, maybe this time there will be. We can live in hope. And yes, this is one somewhat rare example of two people who are kind of on the opposite sides of the spectrum who can get together and agree that one guy is an asshole. Isn't that nice? If you want to support the show, be like Freethinker215, Alan Marks, Hugh-Man, Chris of the Postmodern Polymath Podcast, Larry Darrell and the other Darrell, and support the show on patreon.com/Zachrilege, Zachrilege. Follow me on Twitter, like the Zachrilege Cast page on Facebook, and send all hate mail to zachrilege.cast@gmail.com. Thank you to Jeanne and Chris for being on the show this week, and I will have Matthew Maxson of Odd Atheist Friends on this weekend. So until then, let's continue the conversation.